So looking at the 4 Ps, and this video will focus on price. We're going to predominantly go through some pricing strategies. Once again, a whistle-stop tour of pricing strategies. So key things to remember when looking at the 4 Ps and price. Price is the only element of the mix that generates revenue. The others generate costs. That's very important for marketers to understand that. So it's price that brings the money in, but the products, the promotion especially, the place all cost. So we'll start with premium pricing then. So the business keeps the price high to help people associate with a premium product. So there we can see Rolls-Royce, Chanel No. 5, Prada, etc. Very products kept, and the brand is kept very high so that people assume it's high quality, good reputation, etc. Then we have penetrative pricing, which is where you set the market low to penetrate the market. Okay, so it's about low price, high volume. Once again, you can see it in mass market products or FMCG products. As it says there at the bottom, it is very useful when you're launching a new product. You might try and penetrate it, so you start with an introductory offer and then raise that price later. Economic pricing, that's one of my favourite pictures there, the Tesco's Value Christmas card. Once again, as the name suggests, it's the no frills, basic products, and we can see there Tesco's value range, Asda's Smart Price range, and Morrison's Savers range. It's all their base products, their bare minimum, etc. Often done by supermarkets and economy brands such as Best Buy. Alternatively, we have market skimming there, which is the high price, low volume again. This is where it's an old phrase we used to talk about skimming the cream off the top. So if you had a bottle of milk, the cream rises to the top, the rich thick stuff rises to the top, and it's easy to skim it off. And you do that with high-end products. And you can see there the Bugatti Veyron. An interesting thing about the Bugatti is they actually cost more to make it than it does to sell it. But they have to sell it for something, and that's what they do. Once again, short product life cycle. Now, I'm not saying a car has a short product life. I'm saying that car, at the moment, or at the moment of recording it, it was one of the fastest cars in production. Give it 6 months, there'll be a faster car in production. And that's what I mean by short life cycle. It's not the best, or it will only be the best for a very short amount of time. Psychological pricing there, I think the sofa's a good one there, $5.95, but it's about making you think it's less. So $9.99 instead of a tenner. So it makes you think that something's a little bit less. Oh, look at that, 119.9 for fuel. That's about right. Okay, so it's all about people's perception of the price. $9.99 instead of £10, $9.95 instead of $1,000. So it really works when it keeps it under a certain category. So $9.99 instead of $1,000. Really plays with perception. Captive product pricing, that's where they sell you one thing cheap and then you have to buy the refills that are quite high. So you can see their razor blades. Also works the same with games, computer games, because the actual console, the Xbox, the PlayStation, whatever, is actually quite cheap, but then the games are quite expensive. So they don't make much money on the console, but they make their money through the games. Also things like mobile phones and things like that. So they give the phone for free, but they get their money back on the tariffs of the monthly charges, etc. Then we have something called product line pricing. As we can see there, we've got the car wash. So if you just simple car, if you just want it washed, £5. If you want them to do the inside and the out, £15. Special valet, 20, etc. So the more they add on, the more it goes up, does the price. Product line pricing then brings up to another pricing system that I love. That's called Goldilocks Pricing. Goldilocks Pricing is a bit more sinister way of doing product line pricing. It's where they come out with 3 products, and I'll give you an example. So you might have the Skoda Fabia, which is your standard car. Then they have your Skoda Fabia 2, which is standard car, plus alloys, plus air conditioning. Then you have a Skoda Fabia 3, which is standard car, plus alloys, plus air conditioning, plus sunroof, plus parking. And the reason they say they bring out 3 varieties is so that you always go for the middle one. I've done this myself. I have the Skoda Fabia 2. I don't want standard car. I'm not a heave. I'm not a Luddite. I want a bit of some comfort. I need my alloys to look nice. I need my air conditioning for the 4 days a year when it's sunny. But then again, I don't need Skoda Fabia 3. I'm not stupid. Why do I need a sunroof if I've got air conditioning? Why do I need a parking sensor? I've got a rear view mirror and a neck. I can crank it around. I'm not made of money. What do you think I am? So Goldilocks pricing is where they bring out 3 varieties, almost so that they aim to get you on that middle one. Hence the Goldilocks story: too hot, too cold, too lumpy, etc. Value pricing is where the price is set in line with what you value the product as, and you can see that as a BMW, so it's a semi-prestigious car, so it's not quite a Roller or a Bentley, but it's still not quite your Volkswagen or your Skodas or your Ford or your Vauxhall, and so therefore it's priced accordingly. It's priced in that nice, slightly higher, slightly executive bracket. So the value pricing is what you value the product to be. A loss leader is where you sell something not to make money on it, but it gets people into your store. So as we've got the example there, bottles of gin at Christmas for £3, get people in, and then they'll buy all their other Christmas shopping, and that's where you make the money. There you go as well. To talk about loss leader might be the free mobile phone when taking a contract, because they want to make their money off the service charges, etc. So it's deliberately selling something low and recouping the cost elsewhere. Going rate, or price leadership as it's better known, is once again where you sell something the highest price because you want to be seen as the market leader, the price leader. And we can see there the iPhone X or iPhone 10, I'm not sure what it's supposed to be called there, but they want to be known as the best, so they charge the highest. Simple, almost psychological way as well. Price discrimination is where they do different prices in different different times or different geographic locations, etc. So you can see there, rail train, I think if you book your tickets 12 weeks in advance, that's the cheapest, but the closer to the date of the travel, the more expensive it gets. You could argue that makes no sense, because if there's enough people on there to make it cheap, you should be getting for cheaper, but that's not how they work. They have this price discrimination. Also, you notice it sometimes so you get sometimes what's called geographic discrimination. So in different areas, the price rises. And my example of that is always Burger King. So Burger King on a service station is always a couple of quid more than a Burger King in a town centre. On a service station, you're a captive market. You can't go anywhere else for your burger, so you end up paying a couple of quid more. In a town centre, it's a little bit cheaper because you have more choice there, and that's geographic price discrimination. Destroyer or predator pricing, as it says there, it is illegal, but it's where you basically cut your prices so low or offer something that no one else can offer to destroy, hence the name, all your competitors. So there are stories of bus companies doing that. So a bus company would go into a town centre where enough of a bus company had run, they'd make the prices so low it would send the other company out of business, and then when they were by themselves and they had the monopoly, they'd bump the prices back up. And that's the destroyer. So you go in there really low, get rid of the competition and get out there. As I said, illegal to be found out, but how can you not say it's not penetrative pricing? Oh, I'm going in there to get a market share. Oops, did I do it for too long and destroy the other guys? Oh, silly me. It's very hard to prove, but it is a style of pricing. Target pricing is very simple. It's where if you want to make a certain amount of profit, and then you look at the prices and then work it out. So it might be that you have you're running an event, and you want to make £1,000 off the event, and you're selling 1,000 tickets. So you go, okay, I'll work out all my costs and then put £1 on to every ticket to make my £1,000 target. Similar to that is cost plus pricing, where you work out the standard cost and add your extra onto it. I used to work in retail. I won't name the store, but I used to work in retail, and they had a very simple pricing strategy. Whatever they bought it for, they sold it for 10 times as much. So if they bought something for £9, they'd sell it for £90. That way as well, they knew when they did their amazing special sale with 75% off, they were still actually making a bit of profit per item. So, theirs was a very simple system, cost plus pricing. So as I said, we went through about 15 different pricing strategies there, nice and quick. I probably missed most of them out as well. They're just some ones that I could think of off the top of my head. And when we talk about pricing strategies, it's why you're charging what you're charging, not necessarily what you're charging.